Hello and welcome to the introduction for our epic film. We don't have a movie lesson on this one because the movie's so long, so we're going to keep it quick. Our epic film is Lawrence of Arabia, so this is the American Film Institute's top epic movie. Their list are top 10, so just in case you're curious, an epic is usually a long movie, kind of a heroic tale of a person or a character, or a group of characters who overcome odds and up against incredible difficulties, and it's usually a long story that kind of shows one's life. So, number one is Lawrence of Arabia, the film we're going to watch. Number two is the great 1959 Charlton Heston movie Ben Hur, followed by Stanley Kubrick's 1960 Spartacus, 1994's Steven Spielberg's Schindler's List, Gone with the Wind, which we've already watched, the 97 James Cameron movie Titanic, All Quiet on the Western Front, the World War One movie, Saving Private Ryan, another Steven Spielberg epic World War II movie, the film Reds, which I don't know very well, and the Ten Commandments. So Charlton Heston's on here twice. So here's my list. Number one, Saving Private Ryan. Phenomenal. Just great filmmaking. I mean, it just has it all. Great movie. Number two, Forrest Gump. It actually is an epic movie if you kind of look at the definition of it. It can be labeled a comedy as well. But I'm going to throw it in there. Very popular, very well made, excellent movie. So, yes, 1-2 for me is Tom Hanks. Braveheart, starring Mel Gibson. Gladiator, which is kind of a Braveheart movie but set in the Roman Empire. The Ben Hur, the original one, not the original 1959 one, not the newest iteration. Lawrence of Arabia, Spartacus, Schindler's List, Apocalypse Now, the Francis Ford Coppola Vietnam epic. And then the old Western with Kevin Costner, not too old, I was a kid when it came out, Dances with Wolves. So let's introduce Lawrence of Arabia. Based on the real-life hero, World War I hero T.E. Lawrence, who was nicknamed Lawrence of Arabia. This is in a side theater of World War I in the Middle East. It stars Peter O'Toole in his first starring film role. He was a stage actor. Anthony Quinn, Omar Sharif, and Sir Alec Guinness, who, if you're a Star Wars nerd like me, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi, the original. It was directed by David Lean. He watched the Western movie, which we're going to watch after this, The Searchers, over and over again for inspiration on how to make the film and how to correct things and how to compose the shot, the great John Ford film, The Searchers. Some of the themes, the emotional struggles of war, the war can hurt you and can shell shock you. The personal identity. I think the theme of this movie really is who are you? You hear it many times. Is Lawrence British? Is he Arab? Is he going in between? Where does his allegiance lie? So that's that divided allegiance between England and the Arabs. This film was shot on location in Jordan and Morocco and Spain. An incredibly difficult filming situation. Just the production was tremendously hot or difficult. They had to haul water. They had film melt in the cameras because it was so hot. So all their water had to be hauled while filming in Jordan. The nearest well was 150 miles away. The charge at Aqaba employed 450 horses, 150 camels. They built an entire town in a dry Spanish riverbed. They laid 2 miles of railroad track just for these train scenes. King Hussein of Jordan lent an entire brigade of his Arab legions as extras. And like I said, there's 300 buildings constructed in the dry riverbed in Spain to recreate Aqaba. Things that modern filmmakers would never do. They would just digitize it, use a lot of CGI. In terms of just filmmaking, in terms of the composition, cinematography, the scope, the story, the sound, the music, it probably doesn't get much better in terms of filmmaking than this movie. It is a very long movie, we'll say that. It was a critical and financial success. It was nominated for 10 Academy Awards, winning 7. It won for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Art Direction, Best Film Editing, Best Cinematography, Best Music, and Best Sound. Peter O'Toole was robbed of Best Actor, though. It's an unusual film. There's no speaking roles for women. There's no real love interest. It's just really a war movie. Peter O'Toole, quote, bled from his Irish arse the first time he rode a camel. So he adapted his saddle with a sponge underneath, to which the extras and the people that actually rode camels, the native people, adopted the same practice because it made it more comfortable for them. His performance, even though he didn't win the Best Actor award, was rated number 1 by Premiere Magazine's 100 Greatest Performance in the History of Acting. So this is a top-notch acting performance. Not your typical war hero or action star, though. This is Steven Spielberg's favorite movie. Larry Thomas based his character, the Soup Nazi, if you like Seinfeld, off Omar Sharif's performance. If you haven't watched Seinfeld, it's coming to Netflix next year. On AFI, this is the seventh greatest film. It was number 5 in 1997. It's the greatest epic movie. It's the 30th most inspiring film. It has the third greatest film score behind Star Wars and Gone with the Wind. It's the 23rd most heart-pounding movie. T.E. Lawrence, or Lawrence of Arabia, is the 10th greatest hero. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 97%. They Shoot Pictures, Don't They? It's number 25. David Lean is the 29th greatest director. On the Entertainment Weekly list, it is number 18. Time Magazine Top 100 Film, AMC Film Site Top 100 Film. On IMDb, it is number 82 with an average fan rating of an 8.4. And the British have an 81 on the critics list and 48 on the directors list. If you've played Battlefield 1, a video game about World War I, you might recognize this. There's a whole series of levels and maps based on the movie. Hope you enjoy Lawrence of Arabia. If you have any questions, let me know.